okay, you're
texted you when the Charlie Kirk thing happened because my antennas went up about, they showed the photo of that kid, of the guy that...
Rocked by Joe Rogan once more. He went all out in his most recent podcast episode, posing pointed questions regarding the true circumstances behind Charlie Kirk's case. According to him, there were far too many odd coincidences, discrepancies, and odd facts that gave the impression that something significant was being concealed. Perhaps someone was posing as someone else, Rogan noted. Perhaps the audience had just witnessed a small hint of a much larger reality. His skepticism seemed like legitimate curiosity to some. Others, however, believed that he was inadvertently escalating the chaos. All of a sudden, crazy rumors began to circulate online. Some even make dodgy, unverified accusations that Charlie's wife and other close friends may know more than she actually does, stating. Then Rogan said something that stopped millions of people from scrolling. This isn't a single occurrence. It reflects the way that truth, media, and power collide in today's world. That was a powerful line. People started to doubt everything. Do we actually perceive what they want us to see, or the truth? Online, the tension was electric. Even more bizarre was the timing of it all. The internet surged with new speculations while officials remained silent and attempted to regulate information. A mysterious man had arrived at the right time, according to some, while others suspected he was a part of a plot to change the story. The story reached a new level of craziness the instant Rogan spoke. He also didn't hold back. Rogan responded incredulously, "I don't think they even know what's happening." In this instance, there are simply too many strange details. His statements quickly became widely known, transforming what appeared to be a completed story into a vast web of mystery in a matter of hours. All of a sudden, every name, clue, and missing component seemed to be a part of something far larger. The reference to a fictitious criminal purportedly connected to previous crimes was one item that truly grabbed Rogan's attention. The credibility of the entire study was called into question by that particular element alone. The so-called coincidences, Rogan stated bluntly, did not stack up. He even raised doubts about the peculiar antique firearm that was purportedly used in the incident. The suspect reportedly inherited a World War I artifact from his grandfather. That detail seemed almost too dramatic to be true to Rogan. And that's precisely what left everyone speechless. In that quintessential Joe Rogan tone, half astonished, half mocking, he stated it. According to legend, the weapon was an antique family heirloom that had been disassembled and then reassembled without a serial number. Doesn't that sound like something from a movie? Rogan chuckled, but his astonishment was evident. You're telling me a regular person could do that in just a few hours? Asked the man. Social media was in flames after that comment. A few fans concurred. The odd details were too many to overlook. Others contended that Rogan was merely escalating the drama to attract attention. Everyone did agree, however, that his skepticism shattered the narrative once more. The major question is now floating around. Do they exist? Deeper levels of enigma that are just waiting to be discovered? However, Rogan's eyebrows aren't the only ones raised. Candace Owens has entered the fray with her own startling revelation.
True. The narrative is. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Why? Wait. Why are you using such an old gun? That's the other thing. They said that he took it apart and then put it back together again. Shut the fuck up. Do you know how much time it would take to do that if you were highly skilled?
Startling revelation, asserting that the public was duped from the start. She made a shocking announcement, claiming to have fresh information that Tyler Robinson may have been set up. The internet exploded. She didn't mince words when she said that all of the information the agency had given us regarding the Charlie Kirk case was false. That comment went viral on the internet, sparking a new round of discussion and drawing millions of people back into the dispute. What many believed to be the end of one chapter abruptly became the beginning of a whole new one. Owen claimed that while she was investigating, the name of a well-known politician started up repeatedly in off-the-record reports. This could indicate that the tragedy is connected to a far larger power structure than anyone had previously thought, she said. She also questioned Robinson's alleged involvement, casting doubt on the notion that he was mostly to blame for what transpired. Then came her most shocking disclosure. There were two particular aspects that simply did not match. Robinson said he had never ever heard of the etchings on the retrieved material, but she mentioned them. Although the reports claimed the item belonged to him, Owen said those close to Robinson knew he had no interest in or familiarity with weapons of any type. She began to wonder whether the inquiry itself was based on solid foundations because of that conflict. With the disturbing conclusion, if what we've heard is only part of the picture, then who's hiding the rest? Candace Owens went beyond simply discussing the Charlie Kirk case. Truth, power, and media spin mix in real time as she transformed it into a full-fledged political mystery. Candace Owens simply elevated the situation. She asserted that Tyler Robinson's reported text messages were not representative of his genuine speech. She claimed that the tone, phrasing, and wording were all entirely incorrect, almost as if they had been written by someone else. She drew attention to the fact that the leaked texts contained stiff, formal words like vehicle and other official-sounding expressions, which Robinson never used. That was a red signal, according to Owens, an obvious indication that something might have happened altered, or even made up in its entirety. The claim that Tyler's own father instructed him to turn himself in was another aspect of the official narrative that she contested. According to Owen, that was completely untrue. She disclosed that Tyler's father was not the one who reported him to the police, but rather a close family friend. She contended that everything is altered by that minor factor. It implies that before the facts were even known, the confession story as a whole might have been misrepresented. Owen claimed that this account was created from start to finish before anyone had even examined the supporting documentation. She stated that in an effort to silence those who attempted to question it, they were immediately branded as conspiracy theorists. Then Owens revealed yet another shocking revelation. She reminded everyone that just 1 week prior to the tragic incident, Charlie Kirk had apparently announced a massive internal audit at Turning Point USA, which was intended to uncover significant financial irregularities, including millions of dollars that were missing from an unidentified division of the company. She claimed that the timing was too near to be disregarded. Was it a coincidence? Something more profound? Online users started to make connections as the chronology between that audit and the startling incident became clear. Was there a secret connection, a cover-up? There were a ton of theories on the internet. Social media erupted as Owens' assertions clashed with Rogan's doubts. Innumerable discussions, arguments, and hashtags all attempt to unravel the true events that transpired behind the scenes. Rogan introduced another unsettling surprise just when folks believed they had heard it all. In his podcast, he discussed an odd-forgotten detail. According to reports, an older guy was present at the location throughout the commotion. According to Rogan, this man was behaving oddly, as if he were a part of the plot. According to witnesses, he acted irrationally just before things got out of control by shouting, swinging his arms, and attracting the attention of the audience. According to Rogan, the man's actions appeared to be almost deliberate, as if he had come to divert attention or deceive people at that very moment. Rogan described it as a series of actions that make no sense at all, and now everyone is thinking, was that man just a bystander or part of a bigger play? He brought up the fact that this same enigmatic individual had allegedly been spotted at a number of significant contentious occasions in the past, such as 9/11 and even the Boston Marathon. Even though no criminality has been proven, Rogan said the coincidences were just too odd to ignore. The sound was almost like something from a conspiracy movie. Then, a few days after the Charlie Kirk incident, the portion that threw social media into a tailspin, the same individual was abruptly taken into custody on suspicion of engaging in questionable online behavior. Any chance was halted by the arrest, for him to be questioned by reporters or investigators regarding his actions at the site. The timing couldn't have been more odd, according to Rogan. Decisively, something's off, he said. Millions began discussing whether Rogan was onto something big or just connecting random dots, and some applauded him for having the guts to ask questions when the mainstream media remained silent. All the complaints and all the questions were silenced the moment he was taken in. We never even got to hear his side. No matter where you stand, one thing is certain. The mystery man's identity opened up a whole new level of questions about transparency, control, and what the public is actually hiding. Rogan acknowledged how strange it all felt, saying he wasn't making assumptions but couldn't ignore the strange pattern. His listeners agreed, saying it was almost like the internet was conducting its own detective work, as forums and Reddit threads began delving deeply into the man's background. Rogan asked the questions no one else would. How can one person keep appearing at the edges of so many historic moments? Is it just bad luck or something deeper? The possibilities sent chills through listeners everywhere. Some believe he might be mentally unstable, just craving attention. Others think he could be a planted distraction, an actor meant to confuse investigators and divert the attention of investigators. The more people looked, the creepier it got. The official version still has too many gaps, unanswered questions and missing pieces that just don't fit together. But for many listeners, Rogan's bold claims only confirm what they already suspected. Whatever the truth is, this strange figure has become one of the most haunting, unexplained pieces of the entire Charlie Kirk saga. It's the kind of mystery that makes you look twice at every photo, every clip, and wonder what's really going on behind the scenes. By the public's desperate attempt to make sense of a chaotic, perplexing situation, but before anyone could catch their breath, a whole new wave of rumors hit the internet louder and crazier than ever before, focusing on Charlie Kirk's wife, who was suspected of having a direct or indirect role in the bizarre series of events that led to the tragedy. Although there is no concrete evidence, the speculation only fueled public suspicion, and the more people talked, the more impossible it was to distinguish fact from fiction, transforming the case into a if every time we solve one mystery, two more appear. Maybe the truth is still buried somewhere we're not supposed to look. Rogan concluded one of his podcast segments with the haunting line, "If every time we solve one mystery, two more appear." That quote alone went viral, perfectly capturing the feeling that millions of people had that something was hidden just beyond the official story. Following Charlie's death, the public was shocked when his wife abruptly stepped up as the new CEO of Turning Point USA. That move alone sparked serious questions about timing, power, and the big question that hung in the air was whether this was really what Charlie wanted. Whether he had actually stated that he wanted her to take his place, or whether it was all part of a carefully planned scenario. Social media was ablaze with speculation about whether this was a continuation of his legacy, or something that had been planned behind the scenes long before. Some commenters even suggested that she had long-standing political connections within the TPUSA structure, and her quick promotion only made people raise their eyebrows higher. Then things took a more enigmatic turn. An alleged internal memo purportedly written and signed by Charlie himself on September 2nd, just days before everything happened, began making the rounds online. According to insiders, it stated that he had assigned Justin Stree as the new Chief Operating Officer of Turning Point USA. Stress's job was to supervise a covert program called the DOGGE program, which was intended to audit the company from top to bottom, reviewing finances, restructuring. The story now feels like a maze of power. Secrets and influence where every signature, every meeting, and every name might hold a meaning no one's supposed to see. Culture, and tracking the flow of TPUSA's massive funds. Now, everyone is wondering if that memo revealed Charlie's final plan or someone else's. If it turns out to be real, then everything changes. It raises a chilling question. Was Charlie Kirk's decision to launch that internal audit just a coincidence, or the moment he stumbled into something far more dangerous than he realized? Online skeptics have been unrelenting, claiming that Charlie's abrupt departure immediately after signing that September memo is too close to ignore, that it wasn't a coincidence, but rather a cascade of events, and that the GE audit he ordered may have delved into highly sensitive areas, including financial transactions involving influential politicians and top donors, the kind of money and power that can make or break entire careers, the possibility that Charlie Kirk was attempting to regain control of his empire and steer Point USA back toward transparency. Before everything abruptly changed is what keeps people whispering, adding even more fire to an already blazing storm of speculation. If the memo had ever gone public, they could have revealed uncomfortable truths, potentially embarrassing some of the most powerful figures connected to the organization. Many in the online community view it as almost symbolic proof. Bill Iman, a billionaire financier, allegedly attempted to pressure Kirk over his public position on Israel and the direction of Turning Point USA, but not everyone agrees. Owen suggested that Kirk refused to compromise, rejecting outside money and influence that he felt compromised the organization's mission. Charlie had been under a lot of political and financial pressure in the weeks leading up to his departure. Emin swiftly retaliated, claiming that Owen's story was wholly untrue and unfounded, and that all of his conversations with Kirk were cordial and open. Nevertheless, the public is left wondering, was Kirk actually under covert pressure, or is this all just another chapter in an already complicated story? Online forums quickly erupted with theories that powerful financial players may have intervened to prevent Charlie Kirk from disclosing internal secrets that could have caused a major upheaval. The Turning Point USA storyline changed from being a personal tragedy to a full-fledged conflict between power, loyalty, and truth after Owens hinted that he might have discovered something so explosive that it put him under tremendous pressure from those who didn't want those details to ever come to light. Each new question only made the story more ambiguous. Each rumor added another twist that left the public wondering who was actually in charge behind the scenes. And then the whispers took a darker turn. Unverified rumors started to circulate that Charlie Kirk's wife might know more than she's revealing, particularly regarding that enigmatic internal audit that was purportedly started just before his death. Internet detectives started re-examining her every action and word, searching for hidden meanings where none might exist. The situation escalated when pictures and videos from the memorial service went viral, with some online users claiming her emotions appeared too controlled and others rushing to defend her, arguing that grief doesn't follow a script and that no one should be judged for it's not just a story about one incident anymore. It's a wake-up call about how important transparency is, about daring to ask the questions others avoid, about seeking truth in a world full of conflicting messages and half-answers. And yet the biggest question remains unanswered. Now, what once appeared to be a simple tragic event seems tangled in secrecy and confusion. Are all these contradicting details the result of chaos and confusion, or are they the fingerprints of something larger, something being subtly hidden from view? When a bizarre twist made headlines, an unidentified man in disguise and acting strangely claimed responsibility. But within days he was arrested on unrelated charges, compounding the confusion. Some people think the whole stunt was intended to divert attention from the real story, and as the official investigation moved forward, social media became a full-scale battleground, with users on all platforms creating their own digital detective boards, digging, reconstructing what actually happened through deleted posts, leaked screenshots, and old photos. Each new theory added another layer of chaos, making this whole story into one of the most bizarre online mysteries in recent memory. From the odd behavior of that man in disguise to the suspiciously timed TPUSA memos to the inconsistent weapon reports, every strange detail has convinced many that this chain of events couldn't possibly be random. And people are now whispering that what we're seeing might not just be coincidence, but rather that it could be part of something planned, something controlled. This isn't just about one tragedy. It's about the fight for truth in a world where information moves faster than facts. The lesson here is to remain vigilant, remain skeptical, and never settle for easy answers. The Charlie Kirk case has become a symbol of power, influence, and the silent tug-of-war over truth itself. Each contradiction erodes public trust, leading people to question who is truly telling the story and who is just rewriting it. But even though no one yet knows the whole picture, one truth stands tall. What do you think is actually going on here? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next exciting chapter in this mystery investigation series. See you in the next one, where every story has more than one side, and every truth deserves a closer look. Because real awareness isn't just knowing because we need to think critically, question what we see, and refuse to be spoon-fed the official version of any perfectly polished tale.